Hello, the rare gems. What makes a Sigma female happy? It's not what society says it should be, or ticking off a checklist someone else created. A Sigma female isn't here to fit into the world's expectations, she's here to create her own. Her happiness is built on freedom, self-mastery, and authenticity. She doesn't need the spotlight or the crowd. What she needs is a life that feels true to her, on her terms, at her pace. If you've ever felt like you don't belong in the conventional categories of life, if the idea of being your own person lights a fire in your soul, then you're likely a Sigma female. Your happiness isn't rooted in how others perceive you, but in how deeply you honor your own values, passions, and peace. This is your reminder. Your independence is your superpower, your curiosity is your compass, and your ability to stand alone is proof of your strength. You don't have to apologize for wanting more than shallow connections or empty praise. Happiness is yours to define, not theirs to dictate. So what truly makes you happy? Watch this space as we dive into the unique ways Sigma females find joy and live unapologetically. Let's get started. The rare gems. Number 1. Knowing she's not needed, but wanted. For a Sigma female, the difference between being needed and being wanted is monumental. To be needed often feels like a trap, a relationship built on dependency rather than genuine connection. But to be wanted, that's a whole different story. It means being valued for who she is, not just for what she can do. That's the kind of relationship, be it romantic, platonic, or professional, that makes her soul light up. When someone depends on her, she feels the weight of their reliance. It's draining, especially when the expectations pile up and she starts feeling more like a utility than a person. She's not here to fix, save, or endlessly provide. While she's happy to help or support when needed, it must come from a place of mutual respect, not obligation. Being wanted, on the other hand, fuels her in ways dependence never could. When people choose her for her company, insight, or presence without expecting her to carry their emotional load, she feels seen and appreciated. It's an unspoken acknowledgement of her worth as an individual, not just as someone who can fill a role. If you're a Sigma female, remember this. It's not selfish to reject relationships where you feel more needed than wanted. Your energy and essence are too precious to be consumed by endless dependence. Seek spaces where your presence is valued, not taken for granted. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and appreciate the unique qualities you bring. Because being wanted, not needed, is where your happiness truly lies. Number 2. Winning her battles silently. For a Sigma female, the real satisfaction comes from winning her battles silently. She doesn't need the applause or the spotlight to feel victorious. In fact, she prefers it that way. Her happiness doesn't hinge on public recognition or external validation. It's found in the quiet, personal victories, the moments when she's faced her inner struggles, conquered her doubts, and emerged stronger, all without anyone knowing the depth of the fight. She doesn't need an audience to prove her worth. Her confidence is built on the unshakable knowledge that she's capable, resilient, and resourceful. She doesn't parade her wins or boast about her struggles because, for her, the fight itself is the reward. She doesn't need to show off her strength. She knows it's there, quietly pulsing beneath the surface. For others, achievements often require acknowledgement, celebration, and approval. But for the Sigma female, personal growth and victory don't need to be broadcasted. She's at peace with her silent progress, content in the knowledge that she's proven something to herself. The satisfaction of conquering her challenges without external validation is all the recognition she needs. If you're a Sigma female, embrace this quiet power. There's strength in not needing the world to witness your victories. Don't let society's obsession with public recognition undermine your private triumphs. Your battles are yours to fight, and your victories are yours to savor, whether anyone sees them or not. Your silence is your strength, and that's something no one can take away. Number 3. Time to pursue passion projects. For a Sigma female, pursuing passion projects isn't just a hobby, it's a lifeline. It's not about impressing others or ticking off achievements for the sake of applause. It's about creating something meaningful that reflects who she is and what she values. Whether it's painting on a blank canvas, learning an obscure language, or building an idea from scratch, this time is sacred. Why? Because it's where she feels most alive, most herself, and most free. Unlike people who need a team or a cheering squad to stay motivated, a Sigma female thrives in solitude. The world might label her as distant during these moments, but she's not ignoring anyone. She's immersed in something bigger. She's not multitasking to meet someone else's expectations. She's diving deep into a single passion that brings her genuine joy. That's the secret to her happiness: quality over quantity, depth over distraction. What's truly fascinating is how this process fuels her independence. She learns, grows, and creates on her own terms, without waiting for permission or validation. And the best part? The outcome of her passion project doesn't have to be perfect. For her, the joy comes from the process, the trial, the error, the breakthroughs. If there's one takeaway, it's this: give a Sigma female the freedom to pursue her passions, and you'll see her at her best, creative, focused, and unstoppable. And if you're a Sigma female yourself, let this be your reminder. Don't let anyone rob you of this sacred time. The world can wait while you create, learn, or build something that feeds your soul. After all, this isn't just about a project. It's about living a life that feels deeply, unapologetically yours. Number 4. Conquering a mental challenge. For a Sigma female, conquering a mental challenge isn't just an accomplishment. It's a form of exhilaration. Her mind thrives on complexity, and nothing makes her feel more alive than untangling a problem that others shy away from or don't even notice. Whether it's solving a puzzle, mastering a new skill, or deconstructing an abstract idea, her brain is wired to crave stimulation and growth. To her, challenges aren't obstacles, they're invitations to evolve. Every difficult concept she unpacks and every skill she sharpens feels like proof of her ability to adapt and grow. The satisfaction she gets from these moments isn't about being praised or recognized. It's about knowing she has pushed herself beyond her limits and come out stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Mental stagnation, however, is her greatest enemy. A life filled with routine tasks or shallow interactions feels like a slow suffocation. She doesn't just want to exist, she wants to expand. Her mind, her potential, her understanding of the world. Give her something too simple, too predictable, and you'll see her withdraw, craving something that challenges her intellect and pushes her boundaries. This relentless drive for mental stimulation sets her apart. She doesn't settle for surface-level thinking or easy wins. She goes deeper, searching for answers that matter and solutions that stick. If you're a Sigma female, let this be your reminder. Never apologize for needing to challenge yourself. Your hunger for intellectual growth isn't a quirk, it's a gift. Lean into it, embrace the complexity, and never let the fear of failure hold you back. Growth is your joy, and every challenge conquered is another step toward becoming the best version of yourself. At number 5, progress without performance pressure. For a Sigma female, progress without the suffocating weight of performance pressure is where she thrives. She doesn't chase growth to impress others or meet society's rigid benchmarks. Her drive comes from within. Deadlines and external expectations may push her when needed, but they don't inspire her. True happiness comes from setting her own goals, working at her own pace, and celebrating milestones that matter to her, not anyone else. This isn't to say she avoids challenges or hard work. On the contrary, she's incredibly driven, but on her terms. She values meaningful progress over performative success, and she refuses to let anyone dictate what success should look like for her. When she's free from the burden of proving herself to others, her creativity flows, her motivation soars, and her results speak louder than any forced performance ever could. What sets her apart is her ability to balance ambition with authenticity. She doesn't feel the need to constantly broadcast her achievements or compare her progress to others. Her growth is personal, private, and deeply satisfying. Whether she's mastering a skill, pursuing a dream, or simply becoming a better version of herself, it's the journey, not the applause, that fulfills her. If you're a Sigma female, don't let external pressures rob you of the joy of self-guided progress. You don't have to meet anyone's timeline or live up to arbitrary standards. Your growth is yours to define. Let your inner compass guide you, not the ticking clock of someone else's expectations. Progress isn't about perfection or performance. It's about becoming who you're meant to be, one step at a time, without the weight of the world on your shoulders. Number 6. Sigma. Female are happy when they meet a partner that understands them. Sigma females are not looking for someone to complete them. They're already whole on their own. But when they meet a partner who truly understands them, it's like finding a rare gem in a sea of sameness. For a Sigma female, happiness doesn't come from just being in a relationship. It comes from being with someone who respects her individuality and gives her the freedom to be herself. She doesn't want to be controlled, fixed, or molded. What she needs is a partner who sees her for who she really is and loves her for it. When a partner understands her, it's not about grand gestures or constant attention. It's the little things that matter. Respecting her space when she needs solitude, trusting her decisions, and supporting her passions without trying to overshadow or redirect them. A Sigma female thrives in relationships where she feels valued, not for what she can do or give, but for who she is. She doesn't expect perfection. She values effort, honesty, and mutual growth. And here's the thing. When a Sigma female feels understood, she gives back tenfold. She's loyal, deeply caring, and fiercely supportive. She doesn't take a genuine connection for granted because she knows how rare it is to find someone who truly gets her. If you're with a Sigma female, understand this. She doesn't need constant validation, but she does need your respect. Let her be herself, encourage her independence, and she'll show you a kind of love and partnership that's unmatched. For her, happiness isn't found in being someone's possession. It's in being understood, valued, and free to live authentically alongside someone who truly appreciates her. Number 7. The freedom to call out hypocrisy. For a Sigma female, the freedom to call out hypocrisy isn't just satisfying, it's liberating. In a world overflowing with pretense and double standards, she has zero tolerance for fake behavior. It's not about being rude or seeking confrontation. It's about standing up for authenticity in a way that most people are too afraid to. She notices the things others overlook. She sees the contradictions in people's actions versus their words, and the unspoken rules society pretends don't exist. When she calls it out, it's not to shame anyone. It's to bring clarity and truth to the surface. Hypocrisy, in her eyes, is a form of dishonesty that poisons relationships, systems, and even personal integrity. By exposing it, she's not just clearing the air, she's making space for something real. What makes her approach so effective is that she doesn't attack. It's not in her nature to waste energy on shouting matches or dramatic arguments. Instead, she delivers her point with calm, sharp precision. A single statement from her can dismantle a web of lies and leave the hypocrite fumbling for excuses. The joy she feels isn't about power or proving someone wrong. It's about living in alignment with her values. She knows that silence in the face of blatant falsehoods feels like complicity, and that's a weight she refuses to carry. For Sigma females, this freedom is crucial. It allows them to stay true to themselves in a world that often rewards conformity. If you're a Sigma female, don't hold back when you see hypocrisy. Your voice has the power to challenge illusions and inspire change. Speak your truth and let the masks fall where they may. At number 8. Time away from emotional drama. For a Sigma female, time away from emotional drama isn't just a preference, it's a necessity. She thrives in spaces where people manage their emotions maturely, communicate clearly, and don't drag her into unnecessary chaos. Drama, to her, is an energy thief, and she guards her energy like gold. She's not one to entertain overreactions, passive-aggressive behavior, or endless cycles of blame. She values calm, rational interactions and expects the people in her life to take responsibility for their own emotional baggage. When they don't, it drains her, not because she's incapable of dealing with it, but because she knows her energy is better spent elsewhere. It's not that she lacks empathy, quite the opposite. She's a great listener and problem solver when it comes to real issues. But when the same patterns of drama keep repeating without any effort to grow or change, she checks out. She has no patience for emotional theatrics, masquerading as genuine connection. This need for peace doesn't make her cold, it makes her wise. She knows that constant exposure to drama only pulls her further away from her goals and inner peace. That's why she surrounds herself with people who value emotional accountability. If you're a Sigma female, don't feel guilty for creating distance from unnecessary drama. It's not your job to be everyone's emotional caretaker. By choosing calm over chaos, you're preserving your energy for the things that truly matter, your passions, growth, and meaningful connections. Keep your boundaries firm and your peace intact. The world may thrive on drama, but you don't have to. Number 9. Conquering the art of saying no. For a Sigma female, the true art of happiness often lies in the power of saying no. She's not afraid to reject what doesn't serve her, and her joy doesn't depend on constantly pleasing others or fulfilling every external demand. While many may feel compelled to say yes out of obligation or fear of disappointing someone, she understands that her time, energy, and peace of mind are too valuable to be drained by things that don't align with her needs or values. Saying no isn't a rejection of others. It's an affirmation of herself. Whether it's turning down an invitation that doesn't excite her, setting boundaries with people who demand too much, or refusing to be manipulated into something she doesn't want to do, each no is an act of self-respect. She has learned that no amount of external validation or approval is worth sacrificing her own well-being. What sets her apart is that she says no without guilt or explanation. She doesn't need to justify her decisions or explain herself to anyone. Her boundaries are clear, and she stands firm in them because she knows that her happiness is not dependent on meeting everyone else's needs. When she says no, it's not out of selfishness. It's a conscious choice to protect her peace and prioritize her own growth. If you're a Sigma female, don't be afraid to wield the power of no. It's one of your greatest tools for maintaining your energy, your peace, and your happiness. You don't owe anyone your time or your emotional labor if it doesn't align with your truth. Saying no isn't weakness, it's strength, and it's the key to preserving the life you've fought so hard to create. At number 10, walking away without looking back. For a Sigma female, true happiness comes in knowing she has the strength to walk away without looking back. Whether it's a relationship that no longer serves her, a toxic environment that drains her energy, or societal expectations that feel limiting, she isn't afraid to leave it all behind. The beauty lies not in the act of leaving, but in the peace she feels once she makes that choice. She doesn't look for validation or closure from anyone. When something or someone no longer aligns with her values, she has no hesitation in cutting ties. And here's the key: she feels no regret. While others might linger in uncertainty or guilt, she walks away clear and resolute, knowing that her well-being and integrity are more important than anything holding her back. Her ability to walk away without looking back speaks to her sense of self and her understanding that she is her own greatest investment. Whether it's leaving a relationship that has lost its meaning or rejecting a societal path that doesn't reflect her true self, she knows that continuing to stay would be a betrayal of her own values. If you're a Sigma female, remember, your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else's approval or your attachment to something that no longer serves you. Walking away isn't weakness, it's an act of self-respect. Embrace it, and let it be the reminder that you have the power to choose your path and walk away with strength, knowing that better things are waiting on the other side. Number 11. Being misunderstood in the right way. For a Sigma female, being misunderstood is often a double-edged sword, but one she knows how to wield to her advantage. Unlike most people, she doesn't feel the need to clarify her every action or explain herself to anyone. If someone thinks she's too complicated or too distant, she doesn't rush to correct them. Why? Because that misunderstanding often works in her favor, acting as a natural filter against unnecessary drama and shallow relationships. She thrives on her independence, and if people misinterpret her self-sufficiency as aloofness, so be it. She's not here to win everyone over or to fit into neat little boxes for their convenience. In fact, when others can't quite figure her out, it reinforces her freedom. She knows that being labeled as complex often discourages those who don't have the patience or depth to truly know her, and she's fine with that. What people don't realize is that she's not complicated, she's layered. She's someone who values depth over surface-level connections, and that can be intimidating to those who prefer simplicity. The irony is, the very thing people misunderstand about her is the core of her strength, her ability to live authentically without needing approval. If you're a Sigma female, embrace the beauty of being misunderstood in the right way. Let people think what they want. Those who truly matter will take the time to understand you, and those who don't, they'll keep their distance, leaving you with more space to live life on your terms. After all, being too complicated for some is often just code for being unapologetically yourself. And that's a badge you should wear with pride. In conclusion, at the heart of a Sigma, female's happiness is the simple yet powerful truth that she doesn't need external validation to feel fulfilled. It's found in the quiet moments where she's unapologetically herself, carving out a path that aligns with her values and desires. While others are chasing fleeting pleasures or conforming to the expectations of the world, she's content in the peace of her own authenticity. Sigma females thrive on autonomy and depth, whether it's through intellectual challenges, pursuing personal passions, or living a life that's true to their own standards. They aren't bogged down by the weight of societal approval or constantly measuring success by the world's yardstick. Instead, their happiness is rooted in the freedom to be themselves, to walk away from what doesn't serve them, and to embrace every part of their journey, flaws, failures, and all. To all the Sigma females out there, remember this. You're not broken because you don't fit into the molds others expect. You are powerful because you've chosen to define your own happiness. Don't let the noise of the world convince you otherwise. The peace you seek is already within you, waiting for you to honor it. Keep trusting your path, keep being unapologetically true to who you are, and let your happiness come from the strength of your authenticity. Thanks for watching the Rare Gems. See you in our next video. Bye for now and God bless.